What's up, Juventini? From 2 contract extensions, a potential sale, and 4 finalized deals and purchases from Juve, we start to see our future unfolding, and we're going to take a look at all that together, as well as our Champions League list, Thiago Motta's presser ahead of the game against Como tomorrow, and our projected lineup. I'm Berto. This is the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's February 6th. Let's rock with the news. And unfortunately, today, we start things off with a missing persons report, all right? And that's where it's reached with Eric Milik, to the point you see he's on the back of milk cartons now, all right? It hasn't quite reached that extent, all right? But seriously, this guy has left Turin. He has head back to Poland to take on this recovery process. That is not a good indication and not a good sign, all right? But that's the latest on Eric Milik, and the Bermuda Triangle definitely has got a hold of him. Now we get to contract extensions, a potential sale. Well, the first player up is Gatti. Gatti was slated to have his contract extension wrapped up and at the final details before the 2025 calendar year even started. There was a holdup. We've also seen what's gone down on the pitch with Thiago Motta, giving him the armband to start the season, then taking it away. His performances kind of dipping, but he has played a ton of minutes. Well, some were thinking maybe there's something going on there. There have been reports that Juve will look to sell him this summer, and maybe that's why the contract extension is off the table. Well, Mirko Di Natale today reports that the contract extension is still going through. He says it's going to take him to 2029, and the holdup is the final details, of course, involving salary, etc. I don't think, based on how low his salary currently is, that an extension would make or break any type of deal that could come in the summer should Juventus choose to sell this player. So we have to see. But Mirko Di Natale says the contract extension is still going on. When it comes to McKennie, well, apparently his extension could actually be done before Gatti's. All right, a deal that sees him stay to 2028. His current contract simply going to take him to 2026, so a 2-year extension with an adjustment on his 2.8 million salary. So look for McKennie's to get wrapped up, and the player has indicated that and showed signs and hints in interviews recently. So look for that one to get finalized. When it comes to players we brought in, Kolo Muani and Renato Vega, Juve could look to make both of these guys permanent. But when it comes to Kolo Muani, the Juve wants this thing permanent outright, and they will be addressing that and looking to finalize. When it comes to Renato Vega, they are going to assess the player from here on out to the end of the season to see if they want to actually approach Chelsea for some type of finalization on that move. Now, looking at these moves and why there's no options involved, Juve was criticized for doing that, but we were also in a scramble and just trying to bring in cavalry. So maybe it just came down to getting something done. Maybe there is something agreed upon behind the scenes that just wasn't put to paper. We wait and see. When it comes to Kalulu, Juve has no doubts and will be finalizing and making that redemption. And apparently they could do so in the coming weeks, according to the latest reports. For Chico Conceição, the redemption is for sure and a guarantee from Juve's perspective. But we are hearing, of course, the only thing that could potentially change that is if something disastrous were to happen with Champions League qualification and Juve not making it, they might think twice. But the latest report suggests that Juve wants to finalize this player. We've spent 10 million on the loan, but apparently that comes off his release clause. So we could see paying around 20 million at season's end to wrap up the move for Chico Conceição. Now we get to another player we brought in. That's Alberto Costa, and he is the one ruled out of the Champions League list. Okay, he has been impressing Thiago Motta in training. He's impressed fans who watched him in training so far, but he cannot make the Champions League list. And apparently this just simply comes down to the fact that you have Renato Vega and Lloyd Kelly that could play center back and left back position. It just gives Motta a bit more protection and coverage, and that's the reason behind it. Speaking to Thiago Motta, he brought us the press conference ahead of the game tomorrow against Como. You know the routine. We're live 8:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, getting hyped up for the match. Hope to see you all there. This is what he had to say. Everyone in Turin agreed on bringing Kolo Muani in. As far as Vlahovic goes, he said, "We take his attitude for granted as it is impeccable, and he always gives everything he has and has no problems with any decisions made for the better of the group and the team." When it comes to Cambiasso, he says, "I am happy he stayed, but he and Kalulu are out for the game tomorrow." He says, "Tomorrow we face a strong team that plays good football. For us, I am happy and proud of the lads because they are giving their all. We are starting to find balance, but we must work well and continue to grow. Tomorrow is another must win." Gives us an opportunity to win back-to-back games as well for only the 4th time this season. But it's got to be 3 points. Your projected lineup is as follows: Di Gregorio, Weah, Gatti, Vega, Savona. Then you have Locatelli, Thuram with Yildiz, Cope Miners, Nico Gonzalez, and Kolo Muani up top. What do you think about that lineup and all the other news you just heard today? You know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC Army, and let me know what you think, and let's mix it up. And I hope to see you all tomorrow morning on the live. Till then, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.